Kelsey brothers, or the Bearded Brothers of America, and they're from Northeast Ohio. And in a year, we want to have them on the podcast as our Bearded Brothers interview. And Dustin disagrees that they're not the Bearded Brothers.
Well, like I said, I'm sure that they're really cool guys. They were both on SNL. They're funny. There's nothing wrong with them at all. In fact, respect, good job, you're good players, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he gave you the title right away.
I mean, if I would have said the Bearded Brothers from Another Mother of America,
No.
that would be us.
You can't give anybody the title of America just by
Why not?
yourself. Like I said, with
Why
Dallas
can't
Cowboys,
we be the Bearded Brothers of America?
We have to earn it.
I think we've earned it.
How do we earn it?
For the Bearded Brothers Podcast.
Welcome to episode 1 of Bearded Brothers. I'm here, Brad, with my best friend, Dustin. And just to tell you a little bit about who we are best friends that grew up kind of in a nursery and church together, basically.
Yeah, we've known each other a long time.
Like, literally, we're in cribs in the nursery together. We have known each other for a long, long time. We went to school together in a small class. So we've done a lot of sports together. We played way too many video games. Like, way too many video games in our 19, 20, 21, those days, in our 20s, early 20s.
Play enough.
I don't know. We used to have nights where, like, literally, we would get a pizza each. Bag of Doritos each get like a 24-pack of Mountain Dew and like sorbets or some kind of dessert.
Hey, how's your diabetes?
We blame Dustin for that.
And I don't have it. That's crazy.
I know. But I have to take responsibility for that, not you. But yeah, I've got now 4 kids and a wife that puts up with me. And they are all, 2 of them are in the middle of like high school. And the other ones are in elementary. So what's your?
Well, I have 4 boys. I use the term loosely because they're basically men.
Yeah, they are.
I have 4 older children. My oldest is 24. I got a 20-year-old and 2 18-year-olds, basically. They're seniors this year, all boys. I was married. My wife recently passed. About 4 months ago. So that's kind of why I'm doing this podcast.
Yeah, I mean, it
gives me something to do and, something different.
Yep. Even though I'm muting you, even though I'm, restricting.
I was getting there. I was getting there.
Gotcha.
I work I'm a manager at a pallet shop. And I am 100% not affiliated with his school whatsoever, or church, or anything. I am my own person, so you might like what I have to say. You might not like what I have to say. I don't care.
I may have to beep you. I may not have to beep you.
It might come out. We don't know. I mean, It's not, and I don't want to say I don't care, like, oh, I don't care. I'm just doing it for whatever. I'm just saying I am who I am.
You are, 100%. And that's what we are all about. It is true. The day that your wife died, I showed up at your doorstep and came over for what, 2 days? I think
3
days. Yeah,
it's 3 days because it can't be 3 nights.
No,
because then we fight.
Yep. So 2 days or 3 days and 2 nights, and then I went home.
Yep.
But yeah, and we talked about this actually then.
Well, this has been your dream for
I've always wanted to do something with you.
Years.
Yeah. So we decided to do a monthly podcast because we're both way, way too busy, and well, I'm way too busy, I should say.
I mean, I should be more busier, but I'm using my dead wife as an excuse to be depressed. Even though I've probably been depressed for many, many years.
Might have. Just kind of showed through.
Yeah.
But so we're going to talk a little bit about things like that are grief, that aren't easy and aren't fun things to talk about, I guess, maybe, but need to be talked about somewhat. But that is pretty much who we are. So what's going on? What's going on in life right now? I think that's what we're going to start out most
I
segments
mean,
with.
well, I go to work every day. Work is my escape from my reality for the most part.
Yeah.
It's weird that I don't even know how to put it other than the fact that when I go to work, I don't really have to think. Even though I do a lot of thinking, my job requires a lot of detail-oriented work, stuff like that. It comes naturally to me because I've been doing it for so long. But it lets me get away from the things that creep into my mind.
Gotcha.
So it's definitely something that's weird. So I've been trying new things and try to be more social, hence a podcast.
Yeah.
But also I'm trying to be like in more people's lives than I was, because I didn't have to be. I had my people.
Yeah.
I had my boys and I had my wife. That's all I needed. So my friends, my sisters, kind of got put on the back burner, and now I'm trying to bring them forward. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to be more involved in people's lives. So, that's what's going on. I'm trying to be a good friend, and it's hard, but I'm trying.
And,
But
not
I did
that
go.
you weren't a good friend before.
But I
'cause
mean, like, I'm
literally-
trying to be more social. I'm trying to be
Yeah.
more like my second week in a row. I've gone to a church.
Yep. Yeah. You came to my church today.
I did.
Yeah, and I think he kind of liked it.
It was church.
It was church. Yeah.
It. I'm more of a spiritual person than a religious person.
Yeah.
So I think religion messes everything up. So
Yeah. Well,
but at least I went. I was respectful. I listened. That's it.
yeah.
But at least I did it.
Well, I'm glad you came. And
Nice.
yeah.
What
And I
about you?
would actually say that I like that, the spirituality over religion, because the actual religion tends to screw things up.
That's what messes everything
We
up.
could
with the
talk about
church.
that for a long time, because we've seen church splits, we've seen the ugliness of it. I mean,
Yeah,
the fact that
when it's thrown shoved down your throat for so many years, you kind of want to just like regurgitate, like I want to reject it
yeah,
automatically, and it's unfair,
yeah,
but it is the truth.
yeah,
So like you drive past these churches, the first thing I think of is, if I pulled in there, they would all judge me.
yeah. Well, your wife was a lot like that too. That's how she felt a lot of times.
Well, that's because she was judged.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. And then, but she, that's the other reason why with people that's been trying to get me to go to church, I've been trying to go, because she also did want to go back.
Yes, she did. We used to sit in your living room and talk about that, and
Yeah.
she'd try to get you to go, and you're kind of like, eh.
That's because I'm jaded,
Yeah.
but we'll get into that later.
Big word. First big word of the podcast. Jaded.
It's not even that big.
I don't even know what it means.
Like you're angry.
Oh,
slash,
gotcha.
Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, you're angry, calloused against it.
That's
you
pretty
just-
bad. I didn't know what the word jaded means. I don't know why I didn't know what that word means, but yeah, well, my life is just busy. I've got some kids in sports. It felt like we went straight from volleyball to basketball, and then now we finally feel like there's like a kind of break. But
Listen, you're gonna miss it when it's
you told
gone.
me that. You told we did do like a trial podcast, like what, a week ago or 2 weeks ago,
Something like that.
we recorded, and just to kind of get a test and a run of like what this felt like. And
I have a hard time looking at the lenses.
Yeah.
They're not people. Like, I'm not looking at someone. I'm looking at a.
I know you're looking at these. Yeah.
Yeah, so I keep looking
It's-
around. I'm gonna try to continue to look at the camera. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I've been
sorry.
looking all around, so don't worry about it.
All right.
But yeah, that's kind of my
Dead
life.
eyes.
I am a administrator at a small private school, and yeah, it keeps me pretty busy on top of tons of other projects that I always love to get myself into. And yeah, I actually need to learn a little bit from you. I think there's nothing wrong with putting your friends and people on the back burner to spend more time with your family, because sometimes.
Do you really think you need to spend
more time with my family?
I
Yeah.
think you do that all the time.
I could spend more.
I mean,
No, I
you're
say-
right. You're right. Every parent can spend more time with
Yes,
their family.
yes.
Usually, what I'm saying is that for like a family guy, I think you're a pretty good
Thank you.
family guy.
Thank you.
I mean, even when you're not there,
Yeah.
you at least have at least 2 of your kids with you.
Yeah, most of the time.
So
I do. I just do a lot. Like that's kind of like a. I don't want to say it's a fault, but it's like sometimes I do need to slow down and stop. Like for instance, like this weekend, right? I literally went to a Thursday night pre-release of the card game Disney Lorcana, right? And then
Can you say Disney, or do we owe them money now?
we might.
The mouse. He had a
Uh-oh.
mouse card game.
Yes, Steamboat Willie, because he's now
Oh,
legal
yeah,
to use
yeah,
for
yeah.
other. They put him in horror movies, brother. But I went to that, and then Friday I had a tournament, and I went to an all-nighter, and then Saturday I went to another tournament with my son Theo. So I was with my son.
I don't know
Theo,
how you can do that, man.
and then went back over to Paul's, who we're interviewing later, and played in another tournament, and then came over here till like midnight, and then went home. Like, so that's a little bit too busy, probably.
I mean, like I said, I don't know how you do it.
I don't either.
I
run
literally
on ADD and coffee. That's
Well, you're the only person I've ever known that can literally take one of those power naps and be like, "Wake me up in 20 minutes, I'll be better." And literally 20 minutes later, you wake up and you're ready to go.
I'm
So
ready to roll.
You're
yeah.
something off about you, or something
There
special.
is.
I haven't
I
put
don't
my
know.
finger on it.
But yeah, that's kind of what's up. I don't know that there's anything else crazy going on in my life. And yeah, I know this is a monthly podcast. So the biggest thing in February, of course, is the Puppy Bowl. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
no, you said though,
No.
last time when we did the practice, you talked about
We
you
did.
guys used to watch the Puppy.
We didn't we would turn it on to make fun of it. Like, oh my, are
Yes.
they really doing this? But then, like, next thing you knew, like 25 minutes had gone by, we were still on it,
Yeah,
and we were talking like, oh man, I bet you that set stinks,
yeah. Things
But,
that like you can't like quit watching. Like even though you don't want to watch it, you watch it.
Yeah, but we didn't watch any of the Puppy Bowl this year.
Like old 80s cartoons that we were talking about too last night. Like
Brave Star is awesome.
Brave Star.
Brave Star, yeah. I mean, when the dude, he's like a space cowboy sheriff, is going through the galaxy, and when he gets down off the horse and he needs backup, guess who's his backup? The horse. Gets up, he's got a rifle and everything. It's amazing.
Wait, how did I never watch Brave Star?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I'll give it a look.
Yeah, I mean,
Totally.
like I said, those 80s cartoons that we grew up with,
Oh yeah.
a lot of them did not age very well, though. Like, they're
I don't know.
just like,
Transformers is still pretty good.
I'm
Remember?
not saying it's
We
bad,
went
but
and
it's like
seen the movie in the theaters a little while ago. Remember?
Yeah.
Like it was like last year or 2
Yeah,
years
wasn't it
ago.
the 30th
Yeah,
anniversary or 30 something like 40th?
Yeah,
Something like that.
it was great. But yeah, no, the actual biggest event probably in February is probably
Valentine's
the Super
Day.
Bowl. Yeah, Valentine's Day.
Which sucked
Oh,
this year.
that had to be horrible. Actually, I'm sorry.
It was horrible. I did a pretty good job of forgetting it was Valentine's Day until one of my guys at work came in and was teasing me and told me Happy Valentine's Day.
Nice.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah, because it was like a Wednesday, wasn't it?
something like that.
Yeah, it was like a Wednesday, I think. So yeah, no, that's the real big thing though is of course the Super Bowl, and we both watched the Super Bowl.
We did. It was boring at first, and it did get pretty good.
It did
The
get
ending
really
was pretty
good.
good.
What do you think? I think last week when we did the practice, you said it was scripted. You think it's scripted? Huh?
Like I said, I don't think it's scripted per se, but like I said, if I had to put money on a team, I'm not betting against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl with Taylor Swift in attendance.
Taylor Swift, Tay Tay.
And you know what? I think next year, if she's gonna do this again next year, I want them to do the opposite. I want, like, if Travis Kelce gets hurt or drops a pass, or go to her then.
And see what she looks
I want
like.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she crying?
No.
Is she even
probably
paying attention?
No, she's probably not.
It's
When
only
everybody-
the good things.
When everybody cheers, then she's like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, and of course we got into quite an argument in our first podcast that the Kelce brothers are the bearded brothers of America, and they're from Northeast Ohio, and in a year we want to have them on the podcast as our bearded brothers interview. And Dustin disagrees that they're not the bearded brothers.
Well, like I said, I'm sure that they're really cool guys. They were both on SNL. They're funny. There's nothing wrong with them at all. In fact, respect, good job, you're good players, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he gave you the title right away.
I mean, if I would have said the bearded brothers from another mother of America,
No.
that would be us.
You can't give anybody the title of America just by
Why not?
yourself. Like I said, with
Why
Dallas
can't
Cowboys,
we be the bearded brothers of America?
we have to earn it.
I think we've earned it.
How do we earn it? because we're born here.
Theo said that my son said that we were like 10 out of 10 stars.
He
our
says that about
podcast.
he says about everything.
He-
Literally, he just went through every restaurant he's ever eaten at and said that they were all great.
Yeah, he is. He does give a lot of
Yeah.
encouragement.
So
and
I
stuff.
don't,
Yeah, okay. So who are the Bearded Brothers of America?
I
Who do
mean-
you think? Who do you think earns that title?
We'll go
So-
to the Duck Dynasty people.
Ooh, that's actually a good one.
How about that?
They're pretty good.
How about that?
I also
mean,
had somebody else said the Hemsworth brothers. I'm not
they're
sure.
not from America, though, are they?
Aren't
they Australian
Yeah,
or something?
no, they're American. I think.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure. We'll have to check that. But yeah,
Need a
I
fact
guess
checker.
I guess that'd be a great one. Like if you're watching this on YouTube, comment. I guess if you're on a podcast,
Who could be the Bearded Brothers of America?
Yeah, and
See,
okay,
thank
all
you,
right,
fact
all right,
checker.
there we
Fact
go. We have a
checker
fact
just got
checker
it.
in here. He said that they are not from America. They are
Yeah, they're
from
like
Australia.
right?
Yeah,
Called it.
from Australia. All righty. And then that brings us to the controversial bump.
It wasn't even a controversial bump. So
I like what you said when we were doing the practice one, like you're top heavy. Same thing.
right. I
probably
mean,
would've-
he did bump into Andy
Yeah.
Reid,
100%.
and that's because he was fired up. He wanted to be in the game, but
Yeah.
still, Andy Reid, top heavy, me, top heavy. Someone catches me off guard, it's gonna look like I'm gonna fall down.
Of course. And honestly, like we need more passion in sports, not you get a participation trophy. You get a participation trophy. I mean, what's your thoughts on that? That kind of
What, participation trophies?
Yes.
I think they're stupid.
I think they are too. And so, yeah, and I think on his podcast he even said like he's a better man because of Andy Reid and he wouldn't even want to play in Kansas City. Now, I'm sorry, any celebrity or any like football player, if they pay you the right money, you're going to play wherever.
Oh, yeah.
It's not going to matter.
Yeah, if he's making 30 million this year
Yeah.
playing for
Now,
Andy
maybe-
Reid, and this guy came along and said,
Yeah.
"I'll give you 60." Well, bye, Andy.
Bye, Andy. But yeah, so Super Bowl also we had the commercials. Best commercial.
Yeah, so I honestly I didn't pay too much attention to him. Usually I'm all about it, but
yeah.
I've been pretty zoned out for a few months about like paying attention to things. But I did like Michael Cera in the CeraVe commercial.
Yes. Yes.
My passion is human skin.
yeah. Yeah. That was
pretty good. And I did like Matt Damon.
I'm trying to
Matt
remember.
Damon.
Oh yes, with him and
with Affleck, and
Affleck,
the
they were in
Dunkin'
that.
Donuts.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Dunkin' Donuts commercial was really good.
So that was pretty good.
Good.
But,
I'm glad you said that because I forgot to look and I don't remember any of the commercials.
Nice.
So I'm gonna steal the Dunkin' Donuts one as my favorite.
All right, and I'll go with the Michael Cera saying his line. 'Cause I
Or-
love Michael Cera.
Or what you were talking about last time. I think that was
well, the Deadpool. That was the only thing
That
I
was a
actually
commercial.
paid attention to.
that's technically a commercial.
Like, I'm just kind of zoned out here, staring over here, and then when that commercial came on, I
You're like,
told all the kids, "Shut up!"
oh
I turned it up real high. I'm like, got goosebumps.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. We've had
So,
many goosebumps over things.
Actual
over our lives.
commercial, I'll go with Michael Cera
Yeah,
just
cool.
because I love Michael Cera.
Yeah.
And
I'll
he's
steal the-
he's I don't care. He's got that scene with a beard and everything. He's perpetually 15.
And there we go.
Always.
Bearded brother. We can get him to grow his beard
Yeah.
out again and or he had it in that, didn't he?
What?
Did he have a beard in a commercial?
I
No.
think I don't know.
I don't know.
But I've
It-
seen him with a beard, and
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't help.
Yeah, it doesn't help. He still
He's
looks
still
like
15.
he's 15. Yep. Oh man. So
I love him though.
anyways,
He's great.
what?
He's great though.
Yeah, he is. And did you watch the Nickelodeon version of the
Tried to, and I got duped. I thought it was the Mickey Mouse version.
it's Toy Story one like they did?
Yeah.
Yes, that was
Can you say
really
Toy
cool.
Story either? Because they
I
own
don't
that.
know.
They probably
I'm sure.
own the word toy.
That's all right. When
and
we make
story.
our cool first million on this podcast, because
Okay.
you know we will. I just feel it.
I bank it. I
yeah.
bank on it, or else I'll kill myself. What if we get that?
No,
But we don't get more
No.
subscribers.
we're both doing all right. This is a passion project for us.
If we
This
don't
is-
get more subscribers, I'm gonna kill myself.
That's not funny to joke about.
Oh,
I
sorry.
don't think we should joke about that.
Listen, I'm allowed to. I'm grieving.
And if you are sure.
Anyway.
and if you are that way, we would both
Reach
talk
out.
to anybody. We would totally talk to you or try to find you some help. Like, and don't be afraid, dude. We grew up. I feel like in the Christian realm, like therapy is something that like is not like having a
Your
therapist.
your therapist is only supposed to be God.
Yes, and I think that is incorrect. I think talking to somebody is very, very helpful.
Yeah,
And
I know I
honestly,
need to. I just haven't done it.
you do need to. And
But
I
I deal
think
with my
that all of our
I
friends that will actually watch this need to hit you up to
I
get
deal
you
with
in.
my problems through dark humor.
You do.
But
I do too, kind of a little bit. We like dark humor, so it's kind of
you know,
it's kind
either way, what I was saying though is that I don't even know what I was saying because I started laughing about the subscribers
I know.
and the death.
Oh,
But,
I don't remember either. So I guess we move on to the All-Star game.
all right.
How was that? Because we both talked about in our show notes. Watch the All-Star game so we can talk about it. Did you watch it?
Nope.
I didn't either.
We were talking about the Nickelodeon thing,
Yeah, the Nickelodeon thing. That's what it was.
and I said that I was
Dubbed.
well, that's because I thought it was the
Yeah,
animated one
yeah.
that Disney did, and it wasn't. And we tried to watch it, and the fake SpongeBob
Oh, yeah,
voice
yeah.
was just too much.
Yeah, and then like you see a field goal or an extra point, and you couldn't even see it because of that netting in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, the NBA All-Star game.
Did you watch it?
No.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I mean, I went back through if I missed something, I go back and get my cliff notes, you know,
Yeah.
from highlights.
ESPN.
Yeah, and man, that was
horrible.
that was terrible.
It
We're
was
just gonna
bad.
watch the best players in the world shoot around at the gym.
And dunk contest.
Yeah.
Like it's basically they moved the dunk contest from Saturday night. Although that white boy that won the dunk contest,
Mac
that dude,
McClung,
he's pretty
twice.
great. Yeah.
Did you see they did an interview with him?
They
They said prime Vince Carter versus prime Mac McClung. Who wins? They're asking Mac. He's like, prime Vince, don't do that to me. I thought that was an honest answer. That's true.
And he's right. Like, don't do that to
Yeah.
him. That ain't fair.
But no, I mean, they're cool. The dunks, but no,
No.
they're the best. I think the best dunk contest for real was that Aaron Gordon, Zach LaVine one from a few years ago.
Yeah, that was good.
That was, and I think Aaron got
Also,
robbed.
I also like Dwight Howard's one.
What, a Superman one?
Yeah.
I liked it when Nate Robinson was his kryptonite though.
Yeah, that was good.
But no, and I think Aaron Gordon got robbed. I think he should have won with that under the both legs dunk.
Yeah.
That should have put him over the top.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd agree for
They
sure.
can drop their votes.
But yeah, All-Star Weekend.
Don't you always talk to them and tell them to interact with us?
Well,
they
I
can
mean,
drop their
if
votes
they're
for-
on YouTube, yeah.
What's the best dunk contest?
What's the best dunk contest that you have ever
We're
seen?
supposed to interact with our fans.
That's right, and you can comment all
Our
you want
fans.
because I think comments help. I don't know.
Comments help.
We just did a contest this week, like because we're filming this the Sunday before we release it. We did a contest where people would share the video. We're doing a $30 Amazon gift card.
30.
We're
That's 3
we're
0.
big ballers. $30 from our kids' account. We've got 8
Yeah.
kids, so if we take, oh man, I did math.
Yeah, why'd you do that? Just
8
say
into
we're just gonna
30.
steal
8
from our
into
kids to
30.
give
I guess
to
we
you.
should have done 40 because then we could have done 5 from each. of our
Whatever. You're
accounts.
still in charge of the thing, so it's whatever.
It's whatever.
Either
But yeah,
way.
so we said to share it, and that's how you get entered. I can't figure out how to check who shared it on Instagram. It says 13 people have shared it, and I don't even
Well, we'll have to not either one
So-
not do that ever again.
know or figure it out.
figure it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this podcast might blow up if we knew what we were doing. So if there's somebody out there that knows what they're doing and wants to produce us,
We're looking at you, Spike Lee.
yeah, Spike Lee, I'll tag you in the comments. Anyways, yeah, there wasn't a lot to talk about All-Star game, but Cavs. We could talk basketball for days, probably. We love basketball. It's probably one of our favorite sports besides OH.
IO.
Ohio State football. We love Ohio State football too. But Cavs basketball. What do you think?
First round exit.
No, please don't say that. I don't want that though.
I mean, one, you know that I believe in the jinx. So if I say, "Oh, we're winning it,"
No, I agree 100% with that.
then we're definitely not winning it.
Funny
So
story.
Hopefully, I say first round exit. They make it a little further.
Funny
But
story about our past because we want to talk about some of our fun stories. I think that's interesting. I think it's personal. We were in one game away from the playoffs. Me and Dustin were there with some family. I know my father-in-law was
Oh,
there.
Dale ruined it.
Dale, my father-in-law Dale was there. And literally we were up and LeBron James is at the line. All he's got to do is sink one of these free throws and we're in the playoffs. And Dale goes, we got
We
it.
got this. I
and
looked
he
at him.
bricks them
I
both.
looked at him. If looks could kill.
Yeah. If I remember right, we bricked them both, and they hit a 3 or something at the buzzer to win it.
Yeah.
And I literally had to hold Dustin back.
Yeah,
it
I
was
was
almost
so
like
mad. I can't believe he
Chip
did
Bond
that.
and Paul Brown, which I don't know. They could sue us for using their names, maybe, but I don't think either of them would. I don't even know where is Chip Bond.
I have no idea.
It's one of our teachers, but gym teacher. But Dustin literally pulled him because Paul Brown knocked your glasses off. Was it?
Yeah. Remember he hit Snyder down.
Yep. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. But then we literally like I had to almost hold him back. So then we're going home that night, and since he jinxed us, and he's a huge baseball fan, the Indians were up 1-0 in the bottom of the ninth. Seattle's hitter was like batting like what, .83?
It was terrible. Like,
It was
a
horrible.
163
Yeah.
batting average.
Dustin goes, "Hey Dale, we got it," and they hit a home run.
The Mariners
go to
won.
like 14 innings and they win.
Yeah.
And then I think we called him
Yeah.
that night, like at 2
Yeah.
in the morning or whatever. No, I don't know. It was 2 in
It
the morning.
was. It was really late.
It was really late. Oh, man.
That's what he gets.
So we do believe in the jinx. So that is true.
So yeah, first round exit for the Cavs.
I'll go with you on that one. No, I think hopefully Bickerstaff doesn't get out coached this time.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about last year. Like I said,
No. And someday we might have. You never know. We might have
Brunson.
Bickerstaff on the podcast because he is a bearded brother.
I mean, either way, he's got to learn from his mistakes, and someone's got to call him out on it.
And if you know of any bearded brothers that want to be on the podcast, we'd love to interview them because we're going to interview a bearded brother every episode.
Yeah.
So, which you'll find out who that is a little later. But movies. We're on the next subject is movies. What's the latest movie you've seen?
Well,
or what movie would you recommend? Maybe I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure that any movie I recommend will be censored and not be appreciated.
Oh,
I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of movies.
You were watching Clint Eastwood last night.
We were.
That was pretty sweet.
Which those are awesome and everything. But
do you feel lucky?
That's Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
I mean, that is Clint Eastwood, but that's not what we were watching.
I know we weren't watching Dirty Harry.
Okay, but I'm definitely. It seemed like there wasn't that many great movies here recently to come out, but I'm definitely looking forward to Dune Part 2.
Yep, the release of our podcast is going to get overshadowed by Dune 2.
Well, that's because we didn't have Zendaya in it. So.
Oh, that's true.
But I'm looking forward to that, and obviously Deadpool. Those are the two movies that I'm looking forward to.
You said you'd watch Super Mario Brothers. I was a little late to the party, but it was
just
good,
got
right?
done
You
watching
liked
that.
it?
Yeah, I mean, it kept me looking at the moving colors.
Well, that's good
on screen.
And Chris Pratt was pretty good in it,
but I didn't think he did. Yeah, he didn't do very bad.
No, he was good. I thought
he didn't do very bad.
He didn't do very bad.
That's what I said.
Yeah, he did. He didn't do great, but he didn't do very bad.
He didn't do bad. He didn't. Yeah, he did pretty good.
Yeah, and I just watched over New Year's. I watched Wonka, which I actually really liked. I really.
Yeah, you're a musical guy.
I am a musical guy. In fact, Hugh Jackman.
There it is.
I loved him in Les Mis.
And it's Hugh Jackman.
I know, and I say it wrong. Like Chipotle.
Yep.
Will never sponsor us because I will never say it right.
Why can't you say it right?
I don't know. I just say it wrong.
Chipotle.
Chipotle.
No, Chipotle. Chipotle.
Okay. Anyways, but yeah, we like movies, and I like that. I'm trying to think what I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to Dune 2. Maybe we'll go see that together or something.
Did you watch the original Dune movie?
Like original,
the
or the last one?
Not part one of this new one, but like the original one back in the early 90s?
Nope.
It wasn't great.
I
mean, I know it's like a cult classic, and that's just my take, but
I heard it wasn't really good. I always kept thinking that Dune was the water world one
with Kevin Costner.
Yeah, where they're trying to fight over water. I always, for some reason,
and Costner's got the gills.
Who?
Kevin Costner in Waterworld.
Yeah.
Remember he had the gills.
Yeah. But yeah,
that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
But Dennis Hopper was in that.
He was, and Dennis Hopper's great.
But yeah, man.
So yeah, that is kind of the middle of our podcast, which we're going to cut to an interview that we did with Paul from Paul's Gamer Zone. All right, we're back with bearded brothers from another mother, and we have a bearded brother from another mother.
I'm like a cousin, if anything.
Yeah,
I'm like a cousin.
like a cousin.
A distant cousin.
Okay, so
Second
bearded cousin from another mother.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, no. So, anyways, we've got 3 questions that we're each going to ask you.
Okay.
So I'm going to let this guy go first because he's got some good gaming questions. Because
Okay.
just so we know, Nick does run Paul's Gamer Zone. So you could
Oh,
call him
wow.
Paul. It's Nick Paul. And yeah, he's got what? Tell him all what you have here.
So what we are a video game lounge where you can come play any video game from the Atari all the way up to virtual reality, and it's only $10. $10 open to close. And then also we are a card shop where you can buy any card game that's out today, from Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and etc. There's all kinds of different stuff from Kickstarters, which we have the Alpha Clash, and also from other games like Flesh and Blood and Final Fantasy and
Disney Lorcana.
Okay, and Disney Lorcana.
I
Can't
play
forget
that
about
here. I
Disney.
play that here.
Yes,
so,
yes, Brad does.
And-
Hopefully we'll get more.
Yeah, for sure. And so, anyways, Dustin's going to ask you 3 questions,
Okay.
and then I'm going to ask you 3 questions. So I'm going to hand you the mic.
Yeah. All right. So you are a big video game person yourself, right?
Yes,
You
I've
play
been
a lot.
playing video games since I was 2 years old.
All right. Perfect. So, and how old are you?
I am 32 years old.
No, he's not even.
And I started this whenever I was 20, fresh out, out of high school, pretty much. I went through high school, graduated high school, went to college for business and that kind of stuff. And I started this business while I was in college, and then it got so busy where I had to stop college, sadly.
Oh
But-
yes, a college dropout.
Yeah. So yeah, but see, it worked out. It was for a good reason, not a bad reason. So we want to make sure that it's always a good reason. So yeah. Yeah. So I've been doing this for about 12, almost 13 years now.
All right.
I
well,
started this in my
perfect.
mom's basement.
Nice. So
actually-
you've been a gamer since birth.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Yep.
What
I was
the f-
playing Sonic.
What was the first system?
Sonic, Ninja Turtles. The very first video game I ever beat was Ninja Turtles. Ninja
Nice.
Turtles.
Isn't that
So-
notoriously difficult?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I think so.
And the best part was it was on the arcade machine, so it was the old classic. Yeah.
Ooh.
And that's why my very first arcade machine, I had to get the Ninja Turtles arcade machine right
Nice.
here. So it just matched out perfect.
All
So,
right.
yeah.
Well, listen. If you had to pick one video game world to live in, what would you pick?
Okay, so if I had to pick a video game world to be in, it would be Pokemon. And
Oh, that's a good one.
that
That
the
is a good
reason
one.
why is because it has it's peaceful, so it's like a normal life. But then you got your pets like a normal life, but they have cool powers, and you can fly with depending on what kind of Pokemon you have. So I mean,
That's a good answer.
I feel like it would be a lot more peaceful. Now I would love to say Dragon Ball or something like that, but you got planets like exploding. I don't want to be all about that, so I'm good. So
Did you have an answer for that one?
Ooh, world that I would live in would probably be because Transformers is a game too.
Oh, he
So
was cheap.
totally be Transformers.
see, I went for the peaceful route. I
Yeah,
went
wow.
for the peaceful.
I was thinking Destiny Island from Kingdom Hearts.
Oh.
Just because it's.
Oh, okay. So
it's
we're
so
going by like,
happy.
so we're going in like little worlds like that even. Okay,
Even
I
that,
thought
even
we were
that
talking
world.
about like game, like just games.
mean, that-
oh man.
yeah.
Okay, so. You know, I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna just say Pokemon.
Yeah,
'cause I
that's
don't
a
want
good
my
one.
I don't want my
That's a
planet
good one.
blowing up. Or
That's a good one. The other question I had for you is if you, I have to edit it out. Like I had a really good question,
no, go
but
right
I'm
ahead.
not allowed to say it. So now
I'll answer any question.
I need to know if there was a video game character that you could go on a real nice Christian date with.
We're going to. I would say honestly, out of any of them, and it's actually the only one that I would say like that looks good. You know, would be Tifa. Tifa from Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy 7.
Because she got the attitude, she can protect herself. She's
second.
strong. She's strong-willed,
Yeah.
and she's not like one of those waifus or anything like that. Not like, oh, I have to show everything. She has that classic look, and I kind of like that. I like that.
That's a
I don't.
good
I don't
answer.
like. I don't need like a
Yeah,
crazy,
go ahead.
crazy girl.
What's yours?
What's mine? Oh man.
Let me guess. Transformers.
I'm married. I'm married, so I can't have a girlfriend. But if I did, it'd be RC from Transformers.
I knew it. So
What about you?
Well, my original one was obviously Laura Croft
That's a good one.
Why not? I mean,
Okay,
she's
so
rich
PlayStation style, or like the new style, because there's two different
I'll
girls.
definitely go with the PlayStation style. I'm
PlayStation.
old school.
Yep.
But I was thinking about it, and you know who never gets enough love that I think could really surprise you? Who? Meryl from Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah.
Remember, zoomed in.
Yep.
That's not a soldier.
Nope.
She's hiding something. She's
Yep.
hiding something behind that.
That's kind of like a Sheik kind of feel right there, like kind of hidden, but it's still.
So Kojima's
still
like,
got some
I'm gonna
talent.
let you know.
So,
She's working with something. Anyway.
That's good. Yeah. That's
And
a really good one.
the third question was, I don't remember what the third question
You
was.
did ask him what his first system was, so that works.
Oh,
Okay,
my
that's a good question.
my very first system. Just in case if it wasn't clear, I did say I played the arcade machine.
Yes.
But my very first system that I fell in love with, that got me like, I'm gonna be a gamer, was definitely Nintendo, and the Sega at the same time.
Nice.
So I like Sega because of the Sonic. That was my childhood, right? Like from 2 years old to 5, and even still today I play Sonic. And I would definitely say Nintendo, just Duck Hunt and some Mario Bros.
I remember what it was. And that's a good one.
Okay.
If you had to go into a street fight with someone,
A street fight.
and you can't pick a Street Fighter
Okay.
or a Mortal Kombat guy, whatever. If you had to go into a fight with someone, who would you pick? That's not a professional fighter. Like I said, you can't say Blanca.
So I can fight anybody.
You're fighting other people. Who are you gonna bring with you that's not a professional fighter?
So here's the thing: do I have powers, or is it
No.
just me?
It's just a fight.
Earthworm Jim, because I just got to step on him.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Earthworm Jim.
No.
for sure. Oh,
He's
okay.
going into battle with you.
Oh, he's going in battle with me. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's
That's
going
a
to go
whole
fight
different
with
story.
you.
So
But good answer on that. That's a good question.
Good battle, yeah.
Not really. It's an easy battle for him. Yeah.
well, I got to win somehow, right?
Right.
So, if I had to go in battle with that's just
Yeah, you're getting
Just
ready
straight
for a
up-
street fight. This is
okay. This is
punk,
good.
punk from across the street, the Ford dealership, mouthed off to you.
Okay,
You need to
so
go mess him up. Who you
I-
taking?
so I'm not gonna lie. I know this is a classic, but just in case, it depends on who's across that street, because I don't know. I'm gonna have to go with Goku.
Okay, wow, overpowered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
That's
little
OP.
overpowered. But
That's
see, that's
OP.
the thing though. Like instead of throwing punches, he just gotta flick them.
All
Just
right,
gotta
what
flick
about
'em.
you?
I'm going to stick with my theme and go with Optimus Prime.
Look at this bumblebee guy.
Right. I'm the only normal one here. Then I picked a human. I'm going with Trevor from GTA 3. All right, there's my 3 questions.
Bloopers,
Thanks.
Bloopers.
Okay. I've got quick ones.
Yeah.
It's going to be about your beard.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with beard questions because he went on the gaming side. What is the weirdest thing you've ever got stuck in your beard?
This
I
could be
wish I
so
could say-
awesome.
I wish I could say peanut butter, but the
Oh,
sad part
that's
is
not
I'm
what I thought you
allergic to
were gonna
peanut butter. So I think the most annoying thing I got stuck in my beard. No, that's that'd be bad. I would say probably like cake icing, because then whenever you don't know,
Ah,
and then it like
yes.
dries,
Cake
it's that crusty
icing.
like feel,
Yep.
and you're just kind of like, what is that? Is that me, or is that what I ate? And then at times, like if it's hard enough, you got like a piece of candy, and then you can just eat it. And then
Yeah.
that's kind of like the awkward thing, I would say. If it was awkward, that would be it. That would be my awkward.
Best beard compliment you've ever received.
Probably about how thick it is. Like how it's just solid. It's not patchy. It's not all over the place. Nice, thick,
Wow.
straight
Beard
air.
stick with
We
two
got
Cs.
we
Yes,
got
two
we got
Cs.
called out there. Ours is a little
With a
red,
capital
buddy.
T.
Yours is better than mine.
Yeah.
Mine.
The thickness.
Gotcha. And let's see. I did have a last question.
Yes.
Have you ever shaved your beard since you grew it?
Yes.
Really?
I shaved it last month. It was completely.
What
gone.
was the reaction? Because I don't remember seeing
Nobody
it.
knew who I was.
I don't even
It
remember.
was kind of great. It was kind of like a day off of work.
How long? You did it like a month ago?
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
You said
anyways.
this is your bearded brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just the cousin.
Yeah, he's just a cousin. But anyways, thank you, Nick.
Hey,
I see
not
you've
a
got
problem.
customers already flying up here.
Yes.
But
If
anyways,
you guys want to, feel free to look around with the
Yeah,
camera and everything.
for
Show
sure,
people
we'll
around.
give you guys a quick tour. But if you're in the Massillon area, stop by here. What is it? $10 to
It's
play
only
unlimited
$10
games.
all day and play.
Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that interview with a bearded brother. And this is the point where we would tell you all about the advertisements and the people that sponsor our show. But we don't have any sponsors. So if you know of anybody that wants to sponsor us, we'll shout you out.
Especially if it's something that would not make sense. I think that would be
Yes.
hilarious.
That would be great.
Like a shaving cream company.
Yeah.
That'd be
That
good.
would be really great. Shaving cream.
Right.
Because we shave our legs.
Some Tampax.
There you go.
Something, you know.
Something that would not go anything with Bearded Brothers.
Absolutely. I think that'd
There
be
you go.
hilarious.
We'll have to check. I'm sure they would love to market on something that looks nothing like what they-
Olaplex, you know.
What is that?
It's like
Like
a,
face cream? or
No, it's like a conditioner for like it's a hair treatment.
Oh, yeah. Or something that help Rogaine.
No,
Oh,
because
wait,
that
no,
would
that
make
goes
sense.
really well. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, anyways, our next topic, next question is music. What's your album of the month?
I love how it's like you like sigh real deeply, like, well, next
Oh.
topic. Like
How do I?
we really have to go on. That's
Maybe
what
I
it
was
seemed
just
like.
sighing at you.
Oh, me?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know.
Listen, I've been pretty good.
You have been pretty good.
I've been pretty.
Now you sound like Theo. Theo is principal today at the school.
Yeah.
He pays merits for it. And the whole time he's going, I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good principal. I've done a pretty good job.
Well, I'm just saying I've been doing. I have. I've done pretty good. Like there's. Yeah.
Yeah, you've done well. I think maybe we'll only have to like mute you like 2 or 3 times.
That's pretty good.
It is.
That's
I thought
pretty
we
good.
should put a swear jar in
We could do that.
and give it to somebody like, I don't know, like we could raise funds for autism.
That's a good one, dude.
That is actually, because Sarah loved that. Because you
Absolutely.
have a boy that has autism.
That's right.
We love Easty.
Yeah.
Ethan is awesome. And
Well, swear jar. I will go ahead and donate.
no, that was a bad idea.
It's actually a good idea.
It is actually.
But,
we want to help something out. I mean, we give to something good.
Right.
And that's something that we could mutually agree on.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah. But music. So what's
So obviously I listened to all kinds of music.
mhm,
You know, my parents were older, and so when I was a kid, I grew up listening to
Beach Boys?
things from the 50s and 60s. And
Beach Boys. Didn't your dad love the Beach Boys?
My dad loved all kinds of things.
Elvis.
Oh, Elvis,
Oh,
the
he loved
Platters,
Elvis,
the
yeah,
Coasters, Marty
Yep.
Robbins,
Mhm.
Patty Page, all that stuff. So I grew up listening to their music because they're in charge. You
Yeah.
know, AM Gold is what this would be. You know, that's the kind of music
Yeah.
Mom liked was like
Yeah.
AM Gold, and then so I grew up listening to that stuff. And then as I got a little bit older, I started hanging out a little bit more with my sisters and brother, and they're older than I am, but their music is 70s and 80s because
Yeah.
that's their time. So I grew up listening to music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. And then I came into my own listening to the 90s and 2000, so, my musical tastes range from ridiculously stupid, like 1950s, to today's rap, all on the same Spotify list. So it's, it's well diverse,
Yeah.
But currently I've been listening to, I saw a video about a guy going through some of the greatest, like the Grammy winners for best hip hop artists have only been around since like '96 or something like that, because he didn't have a place for it in the Grammys. They didn't have a spot.
Spot for hip hop. Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't have one, and so he was going back and looking at the past winners of the award and ranking them in order from most deserving to least deserving. To see
Yeah.
this person won this year when they were going up against this person. Are you serious? Because sometimes, I mean, the Grammy, they don't get it right every time.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
So that made me start thinking about
Not as bad as the Oscars. I think the Oscars are a little worse sometimes. With getting it
Sometimes.
right. I mean,
sometimes.
yeah.
But so that got me thinking, like, okay, I'm gonna watch. I was watching this, and yeah, I knew all the artists and stuff, but I never like listened to like the actual albums the way that they were intended, like the entire album in order. So I was going through and doing some of those, and yeah, so I've been listening to a lot of obscure, not so much obscure artists, but like obscure songs, because you only get like one or two that maybe might be hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, what have you been listening to?
Oh man. So like, I'll actually I like the music history. So I'm gonna give that. Like, of course, I grew up with like hymns
Yeah,
and like literally Southern gospel music, basically, and that was like literally all I was allowed to listen to, like pretty strictly. In fact, Mama Weave. One time I went to school when I had a little system set up where I had earbuds going to my ear on my pillow, and I would listen to 94.9 country music
Oh.
because that's what I started going. And Mom was cleaning my room,
Is that Joe Diffie I hear?
and she heard Joe Diffie through the ear. No, I don't know who it was. Yeah, my little Texas tornado. What is that?
I don't know. You're
Yeah,
asking the
country
wrong
music.
guy.
Actually, country music now kind of makes my ears bleed, but 90s country is actually okay. I think 90s country is pretty good.
I mean, I had a country phase.
Yeah.
I get it. And Garth Brooks is still good.
Oh yeah,
Brooks and Dunn are still sound good. They
Brooks
still
and
sound
Dunn's
good.
great. But yeah, so that's kind of was my limit, and then of course, good old somebody from the school let me hear Brass Monkey by Beastie Boys when I was like 15, 16. So I got into some Beastie Boys for a while, girls that do the dishes, that clean up my room, that do the yeah. Anyways, girls. But then, I got into some CCM, contemporary Christian. We talked about my Sugar Ray. I had a Sugar Ray album.
Yeah, you gave it to me
I
for
gave
some
it
reason.
to you because I think
You
I
felt guilty for some
guilty
reason. The
from
church guilted you into
maybe.
it.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, to now, I kind of have a wide range of music. I still listen to a lot of Christian music, but I kind of go towards the route of like Switchfoot, who would be like a band that would, they're a Christian band, they're Christian guys, but they're not like throwing it down your throat, and they'll play in places like House of Blues and all over. They'll play anywhere. I really like alternative is kind of probably my sound. But
Alternative Christian rock, is that what it would be?
yeah, or just alternative in general. That like 21 Pilots would be in alternative. They would also
Okay.
be a little poppy, but they're both, like Tyler Joseph would be a Christian, and he would definitely
Who's
profess
that?
Christ. That's the lead singer from 21 Pilots.
Okay.
So I like kind of bands that aren't necessarily in the Christian genre, but they would still like have a positive message, still be
Gotcha.
positive.
See, I'm like the opposite. Like, if I see an album, I'm like, okay, oh wait, the label is Christian, trash.
Well, that's what I just said.
Trash.
Most of my listeners aren't even in the label of Christian.
I know, but I make sure that if it has the label, it's
Oh,
called.
you trash. Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty
like when
good.
I say, "Hey, listen to this," and then you never listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah,
listen to this, I'll listen to it.
We
and be
found that out last
or-
week about Scrubs, and
right, or it could be
yeah.
like, listen to this, and I could listen to it, and then you could tell me, well, actually, they're a Christian band. Oh, they are.
I will say some of like the '90s Christian music, like
I never got into any of that.
like what do we say? Jars of
Jars
Clay.
of Clay. That's the only one I
Talk. Hey,
know.
I still listen to it. I still like it, but the production value is so bad.
Is it? Yeah. I never
some of the
listened
newer
to any
some
of
of the
them.
newer Christian bands actually have some really good production value. Like they actually sound good.
That's because they're getting funded by Satan.
That's
What, according to our teachers, they would have been.
maybe, I don't know. But right now, Gable Price and Friends. That's kind of my band that I listen to. I've seen them like 13 times last year. The Consequences of Being Alive would be my album this month. Really, I finally.
That's what it's. They have a.
They have an album called The Consequences of Being Alive. So you have to
By
listen
who?
to that by Gable Price and Friends.
Gable Price and Friends. All right.
Trash. He goes trash. No.
I mean,
Okay.
normally I
you
would be,
listen to
but if
that.
I
Yeah,
if that's
yeah.
what you're
And
giving,
then what's your album of the month?
my album of the month is MF Doom.
Yep, which I actually
Um,
listened a little bit to.
But I'm gonna switch it up. I did
Oh.
say the Mouse and the Mask last week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mad Villainy.
Mad Villainy.
Mad
All right.
Villainy by MF Doom.
There you go.
Give it a listen.
So there's our music, our albums of the month, which are always going to probably be vastly different.
They
Maybe
will
one month.
always be vastly
Maybe
different.
you never know.
They will always be vastly.
We need to go
different.
see a show together sometime. I've always wanted to go to a concert with you.
Really?
Yeah. So maybe you pick one time, and then I'll pick one time. So I'll take you.
Or and just hear me out. I'll pick the first one, right?
Yep.
And then after that, well, no, I'll let you pick the first one.
Okay.
All right, and then I'll do all the odds and evens after that. Okay.
Well, his phone is ringing.
That would be my dead wife's. So
Wow.
listen,
Hey, Sarah's here.
yeah,
I mean, honestly, she
I
loved
keep
it.
her. I just charged her phone up the
That's
other day
awesome.
because
That's
I
so
wanted.
cool.
I changed her. I changed her Facebook thing into letting me be
Agreed.
a legacy
like a legacy one.
Yeah, but there's a huge thing you have to go through to make it a legacy
Really?
thing. But so I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to. But I
Mhm.
am the legacy contact now
Oh, that's cool.
because we never had those things set
Yeah.
up. So
Well, you don't think about it in your 40s that you're going to lose your wife.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just something you don't.
So I charge it up and
Yeah.
yeah. But we'll get to that. I have a
Well, she can 100% interrupt us anytime
Yeah.
she wants to,
so
or her phone, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be. But
yeah, you never know.
one time, I I went and called Dad after he died, and that was so weird.
Oh.
Because I went to go call him and tell him something. I was like, oh yeah, he's not here anymore.
Listen, I get it.
How
I
many
get
times
it.
have you done it?
Lots, and
I figured.
in fact, actually, I still send texts to the phone randomly.
Yeah,
Just, I miss you today.
yeah, that's cool. When do you discontinue the service? That's the hard thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm still paying for a phone line and it's
Yeah.
not being used.
So you
But
might as well.
it's money that I don't even count on. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'll probably have that number forever because I don't want anybody else to have it either.
Yeah, because you wouldn't want to like have a weird thing happen where like that would be a really fluke thing for somebody to call you on that number, but that would be weird.
Yeah.
That'd be so weird. And people's numbers go really quick now. But yeah, so there's music, and next up we kind of had like 8 questions. Is basically what we're doing. Was that a bad
It's not
transition?
scripted.
That was a horrible transition, wasn't
All
it?
right. I mean, here we got.
We're talking about your dead wife, and now let's just transition right over to parenting, which actually it's kind of goes together because you're parenting as a single dad now with adult children.
Listen, I'm parenting.
You're parenting.
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 Yeah.
Oh, you're doing fine. Hey, you know what? You talked to me and said I do good. Dude, your boys love you.
Well, that's because. Okay, I appreciate that. Thanks for the compliment.
No, it's true.
There we go. See,
There's
I'm the only one left to love.
You're
is
the only
what it
one
is.
left to love.
No, I mean, well, one, it was already a transition to begin with.
Yeah.
Even when she was alive, just because they're old.
Yeah.
They're older now, and becoming an adult of there's stages, as you know.
Mhm.
There's wee babies that need constant 100%. Your toddlers that still need constant, but they're a little bit more independent.
Can I
with
tell you what
effects.
my toddler said, or my kindergartner?
Yeah.
I asked her to watch. I showed her the video. I said,
Yeah.
"What do you think of it?" And she goes, "Your neck's too long." And
Really?
And then she goes,
Usually when you're fat dudes, your necks are not.
"Well, I think it's
too
because
long.
I'm turning to talk to you."
Oh, gotcha.
And now you can't unsee it. It's like our practice one, the beard kept catching in the mic, and then
Yeah.
nobody noticed it till I said it in the
And then everybody
video, and then
noticed it.
everybody noticed it, or they didn't notice it as much, but they did still notice it. Yeah, and then but at least she actually thought we were high tech enough. I said, "What should I do?" She goes, "Well, you should use special effects and fix it." Like, how in the world do you use special effects
To fix a neck?
Yeah, like Photoshop, I guess.
Put that those Yoda stickers or whatever you had on there with that filter.
Yeah. Anyways, back to so there's different stages. My ADD got us sidetracked.
Yeah. Yeah. So we were already transitioning from having like high school kids to full grown adults. Sarah was having a hard time with that. We both were because we didn't know the role anymore.
I'm kicking them out.
There's
Just so you know.
Huh?
So if Gunnar watches this, just so they know, I'm kicking them out.
You say that.
Well, they want to move out. Gunnar does at least.
I mean, they want to move out too. Don't mean it. But no. So it was already a transition that we were trying to work on to try to get there, and because it's a fine line between helping and hindering them. Like, how many times should I save my kid from failing?
Yeah.
Before it's no longer helping, now it's hindering him because he's not learning anything. So, yeah, it's been rough, man. And
we should put a disclaimer on that. Don't take parenting advice from us. Like, I mean, we can give you some, but I wouldn't take. I would say this on anything like that. Don't just take. It's going to work different for everybody.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's a parenting advice I can give. Is that every kid is different.
Every parent is different. Every kid is different. Every situation is different.
I don't think there is a parenting book that is the parenting book.
If there was one, whoever wrote it would be a billionaire.
Multi-millionaire.
Right. But then whenever it failed, he'd be sued, so he wouldn't have that anywhere.
True.
It's America that we live in. But either way, there's a transitions that every parent has to go through. If you are a parent, some parents never make a transition because they ain't worth it. But if you're a parent that cares, there's transitions that you have to do, that you have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can understand it and get it right away. Sometimes it takes a long time. And now that it's just me, it's taking me longer to parent, if you will. Like I'm trying to get over my own hurdle,
And
and
deal with grief on top of dealing with
Yeah, it's
trying to
like-
be the soul. Yeah, man,
I don't know
I
how
don't
to
know.
put it.
And I can't even, and I can't imagine it. You know, that's one of those things. Even when we talk about grief, like grief's different for everybody, and like it's so hard to say. Like you could say you understand, but even in like, oh, you lost a dad and I lost a dad. Just you just recently lost one. I lost 4 years, but our relationships were different with our dads.
Mhm.
I mean, we were close, I think, with both our dads, but like they're different for everybody, and
Yeah.
it's not the same. And I don't think you can really put a label on grief. I don't think you can say here's how you deal with it. Like
You can do a script of it though, because it
Yeah.
always goes the same.
yeah,
The person who's grieving and the person who's not grieving, right?
yeah,
The person who's not grieving, how you doing? The person that's grieving, I'm doing all right.
yeah,
The person who's not grieving, well, if you need me, I'm here for you. The person who's grieving, thanks, I'll remember that.
yeah,
That's how it goes,
yep,
and that's it. Now, behind all that,
yeah,
it just you can't even put into words. You can't describe the feelings that you have because there's not a word for it.
yeah.
I mean, maybe there is. Maybe I'm just not educated enough. But there's not a word to put in.
No,
I can't put
I
what I
agree with
had,
you.
what I'm feeling, into a word.
Agree with you.
Like I was explaining this to someone else before. I don't know what the word is, if there is. Maybe you can help me,
Oh
But,
my
like-
word, no, I am horrible.
or maybe they can help me.
maybe somebody on
maybe
our
someone
pod
can
that's
help me
listening
here.
can help you.
Like, for instance, we're gonna talk about God. Is there a word or a phrase or whatever, you can say duality of man, whatever, to explain the thankfulness and gratefulness for everything that I have that he has given me, with the fact that I got 20 plus years with her, the fact I got 4 great boys out of her, right? The thankfulness that I have for God, and the anger and contempt that I also have for him.
Yeah.
Is there a word?
I don't know. Honestly, I get you on that in the sense of I think that I know what it is. I got one for you. Humanity. I think humanity
fair.
I think humanity is what that is. Like yeah, you're right. Like when you think of a bad situation, you know that there's probably somebody that got married and lost their wife within a year. Maybe even hours.
Yeah.
Like with as many people that are in the world, there is probably somebody that lost their wife within hours, maybe 10 years. 20 years is amazing. We were talking about that with even grandparents. Like Tiff just lost her grandma, right? But Tiff's in her 40s.
Yeah.
Our kids lost their grandpa,
And they
my
were
dad,
little.
when they were 14. The youngest was, or actually, yeah, well, Gunner's 16, so it would have been 12.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. We got so much more time with some of our grandparents.
Yeah.
And so, again, you go to that fact of, yeah, you always look at there could be something worse, but, and so you're like, oh, I'm thankful for the time I had, but you're also like, why? Why did you take?
Yeah,
Like,
I
like
mean,
I think of my mom. My mom, she loved my dad, and it's been a struggle. Like she's done really good at times, but there's times it's really rough.
it comes in waves.
It does. It really
comes in
does.
waves,
It's like one year I'm like, oh, I feel better about this. I hit Christmas, and the next year at Christmas I'm like, or even summer's always hard for me because I went with Dad on the truck all the time.
Yeah.
And it's like I hit summer and I'm always thinking about those great times I had, and we always went to the Outer Banks together. And like the one year I went to Outer Banks, like man, I felt like didn't even think about it. And then I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I was like, that's all I could think of was man, Dad's not here. It's just weird not having him here. And then that you can't like I can say, hey, how can I help you? But I can't say I know how you feel with losing a wife. I just
Yeah, and I know that everyone, and I appreciate the well wishes and the prayers and the
Mhm.
people reaching out and everything. And
Mhm.
that's one thing that I've come to the conclusion is that I really don't know how to utilize people the way that they're supposed to be utilized. I am notorious for holding on to my own grief and holding on to my own problems because I will eventually figure them out. I don't need help from anybody. But this one is bigger than I am.
Yeah.
And so I have to figure out how to do it because it's real easy. It's real easy to say, well, just let us know if you can do anything.
Yeah.
That is very easy, and I've
Yeah.
done it before too, and I'm serious, and I'm sure the people that have told me that are serious.
And they would really do anything.
Exactly, I
But
know
it-
this. I know this.
Yep.
But
we don't
as-
utilize it.
But as the person who would have to do the reaching out to, it's just it's still too hard.
Or-
And the thing that really makes me that really gets me is that I'm not complaining, but I am. It's so weird because I don't want to be a victim.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a victim,
You are.
he took the wrong one.
Yeah.
And so I have this routine at work, right?
Yeah.
I go to work and, I set up my stuff and I get my computer ready and stuff. But the only way that I get through my day every day is I make a cup of coffee and I go outside and I talk to God and Sarah every day. It's the same routine because if I don't do it, I'm not right.
Wow.
And they've almost kind of become one and the same because I'm always looking at the sky, but I talk to her and I always end up questioning him. And then I usually end up saying sorry, about it and just praying for the best for, I want to have faith.
Yeah.
I want to believe, but I'm just so mad,
Yeah.
even though I tell myself that I'm not.
That's real, man. That's life. Honestly, that's the things that nobody wants to talk about.
I mean,
Everybody wants everything to be like hunky dory, gravy, cookie cutter. I almost said cookie. I mean, that's what it is. Cookie cutter Christianity. Like that's kind of what, but the reality is that humanity is real too. And that, yeah, man, it's tough. I would say this, man. And I mean this as your bearded brother and your best friend for years. I would encourage you to get somebody to talk to. Even if, like I said, we actually, when we talk about parenting, because we our last one was grief, so we went naturally right into that. So see, we broke the script. We broke the script, put it to the script. But back even to parenting, we actually got our 3 oldest kids. There's a counselor that they have, and we did that because we wanted them to have somebody else to talk to that wasn't just us. And sometimes our kids will go, "Hey, can you get us an appointment with so and so?" I can't always say her name wrong, so I'm not going to say it. But we did that for that reason. And at first it was like, I remember my youngest was like, "I don't want to go to anybody because I only trust you guys." And I'm like, "Well, if we trust them, then you can trust them as well." And so it's been life changing for our family dynamics and our kids and all that stuff. And so man, it's so important. And I know, brother, I know that you've grown up with faith and church and all that stuff all our lives. It was literally, honestly, sometimes that's what I fear for my own kids.
That they're going to choke out on it.
Well, I mean, just get too much of it, yeah. And I'm thankful. Like right now, my oldest, he's definitely finding things on his own, and I've tried not to be forceful.
He's a good-looking kid.
He is. And I've tried not to be
forceful. At
forceful.
first, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No offense, Gunnar.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't. He'll like this part. Actually, he'll probably be like, "Don't talk about me in the podcast."
Oh, sorry.
ever."
GW.
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 GW. But yeah, I dude, it's so important to talk and keep working on that. I think keep talking to Sarah and God because that's important, man. It's important, and it's natural to be angry. It's naturally to be. Again, I think that the word there is humanity. I mean, we just that's. I'm no therapist. Far from it.
Boy, that would be something.
That would be scary. Can you imagine that? Like sit on the couch, and the next thing you know, we're talking about the Cavs, and the next thing,
right?
Like they would be like, "What?"
They would leave your office more confused.
Maybe it'd help them. Maybe they'd just be like, "I'm thinking about the 15 things that guy just talked to me about."
Maybe they would leave your office and think, "You know what? I'm not that bad."
This is crazy. But I used to, of course, I've been kind of in the ministry for years. I've preached. I've done youth ministry. We joked last week when we were doing our practice one that you've been the one being ministered to. Bus Kid Dustin, remember?
I know.
You went with us to church. They called you Bus Kid Dustin.
They sure did.
Yep.
Part of the judging.
I don't think they were actually.
No, I know.
But
I liked it.
shout out to Brian and Laura Ayers. That was my first pastor
yeah.
that I sat under and worked under. Loved the man to death. But
And what was the kid's
was
name?
I even talking?
What was the kid's name?
Oh, Scott and Jake.
Yeah, that's
and
my gummy ship. Remember?
oh yeah, you got so annoyed because he was
Yeah.
talking about the gummy ship.
He's probably
What was that game?
It was Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he's still a big gamer and like
Is
a board gamer. Oh yeah, he loves.
How old is he?
Oh man, he's like 28.
28.
20. He's in his 20s.
Wow.
I know that makes you feel old, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I forget what I was saying now. See, that's the ADD that I'm talking about. Oh, when I was in my 30s, you know, I was in ministry for so long, and people come up to me like, "Hey, pray for me about my anxiety," and I'd be like, "Okay." It's kind of like the whole generic, "Hey, I'm praying for you." Now, I
Yeah.
believe in prayer, and I will pray for you if I say I'm going to pray for you. Don't get me wrong, but the genericness of that statement sometimes is very like it's just the thing to say. Like we were talking about with like, "How you doing?" Okay, well, anxiety. I'd be like, "Oh, I'll pray for you," and I would pray for him. But I had no clue. I'm like, I don't know what anxiety is until I hit about 34.
Right.
And anxiety hit me.
Then the weight of the world crushes your spirit.
Like a ton of bricks. And I'm like, okay, boy, was I praying wrong. but yeah, no, it's like I said, I don't know. I can say this much, and our friend Becca would love this, but no matter where you are with your faith, you can still be kind to people.
Listen, I'm not, you know.
I
try to be kind.
I know you do, but that's what I'm saying. I'm amazed at like, I don't know, like the battles. I mean, believe me, I do not want to talk anything political on this podcast. That's one thing. I will hit religion. I don't think. I mean, some people would probably totally disagree with us that religion is not divide. I mean, it is dividing. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, I don't
it's
like
very
religion.
very dividing. But I don't have a problem talking about my faith. I have no problem talking about
that's
God.
fine.
I don't feel like those are things like when you're talking about that. Now, if I'm talking about the Baptist or the Methodist or the Catholic, I don't want to get in that. That's just like politics. I don't want to get into it. But you know what? There is so much division in our country, and you know it would help a lot. Just be nice to one another more.
Yeah.
Just be kind. Like just
a little bit of consideration goes a long way.
Be thoughtful. Like
Patience.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, patience is huge. That's tough with parenting. I go back to parenting with patience. That's not easy sometimes, and not easy for our kids either. You know, it's hard to be patient. And even like, how about that? How about like even like?
I mean, I made your daughter cry this morning, so
I know you did.
That was her fault.
At lunch.
That was her fault.
Because you broke the crayons in two.
Listen, if you don't want to share, we'll figure something out. Snap, snap. Look, you get half, I get half.
Hey, I think it was a great lesson.
I thought it was too.
I think it was great. But yeah, I was gonna go down another rabbit hole, and I'm not gonna. So, but because we're getting to the near to the end of the show.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to go longer than much of an hour, and we've still got an interview to record.
Right, and we already know that you guys, most of you guys probably already turned this off.
I'm sure most of you have. If you've made it this far, congratulations. Comment, I made it this far.
Yeah, the secret word is.
The secret word is
commando.
Commando. There you go.
If someone writes commando in the chat, then you know that they made it to the end, or they skipped to the end.
So follow us on everything. We're BBFam 2240. I think just about on everything. So give us a follow, give us a like. Again, this is a passion project for us. I think we have some goals like 100 subscribers or something by the end of the year.
In a year or something, yeah.
Like, which is pretty. Some people would say that's pretty low goals. I think it's great goals. Like,
listen, the lower, the
better. We accomplish them. And, you know, we might be a year and done. We might be one episode and done. Who knows?
Yeah, we don't know.
We have no clue. But, and we really don't know exactly what we're doing. So I'm sure that there'll be some video mess ups and there'll be some audio mess ups and lights will go off and on and who knows what else. But we were talking about a tagline and our friend Becca gave us this one. So it's going to probably feel pretty scripted.
It's very scripted.
It is. Dustin doesn't like it. He loves Becca, but he doesn't like this. No, I'm just kidding. I just totally threw you under the bus there.
It's fine, but it sounds too Ellen-ish. And we all know who Ellen is. Now.
Ellen. Oh yeah, they she got canceled.
I know.
She was like cancel culture that got canceled. Like that's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah, but doesn't that sound like something she would say?
I don't think so. I don't ever watch the show that much.
Oh well, she was all about be kind.
Well, I think it's right.
And then behind the scenes, she's all like.
But are we that way behind the scenes that much?
I don't know. Our fact checker earlier today was my kid, and well, I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I love him in public, and then in private, Calm stupid.
Yeah.
No, not really. He's doing really well.
No, we do pick on our kids a lot. I think both of us do. We kind of like just.
That's because it's a hard world.
It is. It's fun. We want it to be tough.
Yeah.
But anyways, so this is something. Well, this is something. Part of this is what you said in our practice podcast.
Well, it's because it's a true saying.
Yeah.
And it's something that's always stuck with me because I've learned that lesson firsthand.
Maybe that makes it better. Tell that story, and then it makes the saying a little better.
Well, it just there wasn't really a story to it. I just heard it.
Yeah.
And the more that life goes on with, lost my brother,
Yeah.
lost my wife, lost my father, it really hits home that, the days seem long, but the years are short.
Yeah.
And that's so true. I mean, I can't believe it's already almost end of February of 2024.
Yeah, and that we're gonna be 44 this year.
I never thought I'd live this long.
That's crazy. Like I mean, double that. That's 88. Do you think either of us will see 88?
No.
I have no. I'm hoping we get 60.
At some point, I'm thinking, the boys move out. That's the end of my life. So,
but that's why we have this podcast, because we'll be on year. By the time they move out in 20 years. Anyways, so remember this: the days are long, and I knew I'd screw this up, right?
But the years are short.
The years are short. So be kind to one another, especially your bearded brothers. Until next month, Bearded Brothers out.